Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. Only a few hours to go for the Trailblazers Conclave. We kick off tomorrow with a very special session with Gautam Gambhir, and obviously we're all looking forward for that. But that's not the only highlight of the Trailblazers Conclave and the first day of it. We also have Din Chopadiwala, we have Adil Sumariwala. So some huge names from cricket administration, from cricket medical side of it, and of course your head coach of the Indian cricket team. Joining me for this show is Ashok Nambudiri and Shomik Chakrabarti. Uh, Shomik and Ashok, before I give you guys the entire detailed schedule of tomorrow and what Trailblazers Conclave 4.0, the first day of it, is going to look like, I'm going to ask you, what are you guys looking forward to? Obviously, everyone's going to say Gautam Gambhir's session because he really leaves nothing unsaid. And the session itself is called Straight Talk with Gautam Gambhir, which is a title that he suggested, by the way. This is not something that we came up with. This is coming from Gautam Gambhir himself. So we know that he's going to be very honest about everything that he answers. Ashok, starting off with you, with that session particularly, what are you looking forward to? What are some questions that you want some answers to?
Well, I'm not going to make any bones of the fact that I'm definitely looking forward to that session. One of the key reasons I'm here is to hear Gautam Gambhir. And you're right, Gargi. I mean, it's not just that he suggested the topic, but I think there might be things that he would want to say. And, there's been a lot of questions that he's received over the past. Perhaps this is the perfect occasion to kind of step back with no tournament, no match in perspective, and to kind of really lay his soul out. One thing I could figure out is that there is a method to the madness. There is a certain approach that he takes. Clearly, when talking about the red ball issue, he talked about the transition at some length. And so when he kind of steps back away from a match or a tournament, there are things that he wants to talk about. So I'm definitely looking forward to the session, and I think I must say that Boria really took a high risk, high reward kind of initiative here to invite him, and I know that this was planned 6 or 7 months in advance. So we didn't know what the outcome of the T20 World Cup is going to be, but I think it's going to be very, very interesting and absorbing when Gautam Gambhir speaks.
What about you, Shomik? What are the sessions that you are looking forward to? Of course, the Gautam Gambhir one comes at the top, but apart from that, what are you looking forward to?
Gargi, a bit of Gautam Gambhir to start with, and before going into the session, we need to understand Gautam Gambhir, the man. Bhagat Singh, the Indian revolutionary who embraced martyrdom at the age of 24, is Gautam Gambhir's life hero. And he reads and rereads Kuldeep Nayar's biography on the Indian revolutionary. And one of the reasons why why he's so much in awe of Bhagat Singh is that, and also in love of Bhagat Singh is that Bhagat Singh was an underdog story. You talk to Gautam Gambhir and he will tell you that the history of Indian freedom movement just only glorifies only a handful of leaders. And this is Gautam Gambhir's version. That history of Indian freedom movement glorifies only a handful of leaders, and uh, martyrs like Bhagat Singh and countless others go under the radar. He has been, once he became, Gautam Gambhir won the T20, World T20 as a player, followed by the 2021 World Cup. On both occasions, in both the finals, he made handsome contributions, but Arclight fell on more popular names. So Gautam Gambhir's story as a player has been an underdog story. And once he became the captain, once he became the Indian team head coach, he made it a point that this team will tell the story of the underdogs, keeping star culture at arm's length. So, and this is for the first time India have won the World Cup without having a prima donna in their ranks. So Gautam Gambhir, very aptly, the title of the session is very, very apt. Straight talk is very apt. Expect he is someone who doesn't mince his words, so expect fireworks. That is number one. but there are certain very important sessions like like health issues, some very important speakers, Olympic ambitions. So everything all combined, this is Trailblazers 4.0, promises to be India's biggest and the best sports conclave. And on top of it, if you add conclave the Rave Sports is about to make through the inauguration of its state-of-the-art studio on. I mean, it's an awesome package. The entire thing is an awesome package.
It absolutely is. And let me start off by giving everyone the detailed schedule. For tomorrow, 14th of March, we begin with a session called Sports as Inspiration at 4 p.m., which has Dr. Dinsha Padewala, Rahul Bose, Adil Sumariwala, and D.B. Sundararamam, which will be hosted and moderated by Boria Mujumdar and Agnijit Sen. For the next session, we have a panel called Investing in the Sports Ecosystem with Rahul Todi, Srinjoy Bose, Sanjeev Navangul, Atul Srivastava, Sagar Daryani, and it is moderated by Shormishta Guptu. And for the final session of the day tomorrow, the road ahead for Indian football. So we have Satyanarayan M, who is the AIFF Secretary General, Debashish Datta, Debabrata Sarkar, Prithwijit Das, Anirvan Datta, and Muhammad Kamaruddin, also Mukul Chaudhary, and it is moderated by none other than football correspondents Debashish Sen and Rahul Giri. So that's it for tomorrow. But still, such a power-packed day. We have, of course, starting off with Dr. Dinshaw Padewala. We've known the kind of magic that he's spun with the Indian cricketers, be it Jasprit Bumrah, be it Rishabh Pant. I think he's one of the most well-regarded orthopedic surgeons and doctors in sport that we can possibly talk about. For the 15th of March, as Shomik alluded to, we have the opening of the Rev Sports Studio. And Gopi Chand will be there, Pulela Gopi Chand. We also might have Adil Sumariwala there as well. On the 16th of March, we have India's Olympic ambitions and sport as soft power. Starting off the first session, Pulela Gopichand, Joshna Chinappa, Anju Bobby George, N. Muthukumar. It is moderated by Ashok and myself. The next one is Winning the Game with Good Health, and it has Joshna Chinappa, Rani Rampal, Sivani Sarma Deka, and Dr. Sita Ramamurthy Pal, and Dr. Rajadhar as well. It is moderated by Shormishta Guptu. Then we've got Decoding the Champion Mindset. Neeraj Chopra joins us for that particular panel. He will be on virtual, he will be on a link, but there nonetheless joining us live with Sumit Antil, Yogesh Kathunia, Sagar Daryani, and Gaurav Jajodia. It will be moderated by Rohan Chaudhary and Shubhayan Chakrabarti. And then we'll, of course, the one panel that we're all looking forward to, which is Straight Talk with Gautam Gambhir, in conversation with Boria Mujumdar, and then we'll head into lunch. So that's the first half of the 16th of March, and of course the 14th of March as well. There are some questions here on which date are Ashwin and Gambhir interviews. So as I just told you, Gautam Gambhir, Straight Talk with Gautam Gambhir is on the 16th of March at 12:15 p.m. For Ashwin, I will give you the exact timings. Give me 1 second. Okay, it is on the 17th of March at 12:30 p.m. Kutti Stories, a conversation with Ravi Chandran Ashwin, 12:30 p.m., 17th of March. So there you go. Okay, a lot of questions here. I think we can address this, Ashok. The 100 auction, a lot of questions on Kavya Maran and SRH and buying Abrar Ahmed. What are your thoughts on this, Ashok?
I think that's an interesting development. I think quite a few people would not have foreseen that, and I know it's gaining a lot of traction on social media in terms of the kind of controversy surrounding the issues that we have seen in recent times. But first and foremost, I must say that I'm not surprised at the pick on Abrar Ahmed. If that's the question, and in a way, I'm waiting to hear what Shamik has to say, because he was pretty vocal about the Pakistani bowlers, the spin bowlers during the last T20 World Cup. But I think SRH, in terms of strengthening their side, was looking at certain options, and I think that would be quite a good fit. As to how it unfolds in practice, we'll have to wait and see how that transpires. But I think this is just a breaking story, and I think we will get to see more in terms of the logic, the rationale, and then the implications.
Shomik, a simple logic here would be that that player is up for auction and they bought it.
And there is no shadow ban.
Yeah.
Unlike IPL, there is no shadow ban. It is
Correct.
Kavya Maran's franchise. It is Sun TV's franchise. It's Kavya Maran's money. It is not the money of the social media trolls. It is Kavya Maran's money, and she is entitled to spend the way she wishes to, and that exactly what she did. And it is a league played in a different country. There is a shadow ban on Pakistan players in the IPL, and which has a very, very fair logic, because it happened after the 2008 terror attacks in Bombay, backed by Pakistan, backed by the terrorists came from Pakistan, and it was backed by Pakistan, that terror attacks. And very, very logically, and showing solidarity with the people of India, the franchises here decided that will not pick any Pakistan players, and fair enough, absolutely fair enough. But as far as the 100 is concerned, there is no shadow ban. It is Abrar Ahmed is a very good bowler. Abrar Ahmed and leg spinners, especially leg wrist spinners, are at a premium in world cricket. They are one of the most sought after commodities as far as franchise leagues are concerned. It is once again Kavya Maran's money, and she decided to fork out 190,000 pounds on the Pakistan players. She's absolutely entitled to do that. End of story. Nothing more to add.
I mean, if you're going to get into legality or something like that, there's nothing there.
Absolutely, there is nothing barred her from buying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That player is there in the pool. The management thinks he's a good fit for the team, so they've bought him. That's the way that I look at it. I don't think there's. Let's see. People have had a very wild reaction to it, but again, like you said it, you couldn't have said it better. That it's her money, it's her franchise. She can pick whoever she wants. It's not my money. It's not your money. It's her money. At the end of the day. Okay. What? Look, someone's saying Mohsin Naqvi should be the CEO of SRH. Can you?
Mohsin Naqvi will not be the CEO of SRH because you are proposing it. SRH has appointed a CEO. The CEO, that is their management decision. It will not be done by what trolls are suggesting on social media or any other platform. Simple as that.
Okay, Sudipta is saying the money of Kavya Maran comes from the pocket of Indians, and she doesn't have the right to use that money. But it's not your tax money, right? Whatever Kavya Maran is earning, the customers have decided to spend their money on it. They might as well tomorrow say that, okay, we're going to boycott everything that comes from Kavya Maran's brands or businesses, and then she will have no money. So that's
and Kavya Maran is not forcing anyone to invest in the products of Sun TV or whatever. She is not doing that. And as you very, very rightly said, it is not the tax money. It is not public money. So simple.
Yeah. Correct. Let's talk about some more developments. People keep bringing this up as well. I think this is also a good point here. Shamikta, is this news correct? India playing more ODIs? Yes. India is prioritizing ODIs, heading up to the ODI World Cup 2027. Ashok, Only last year we were having this discussion of whether or not Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma will continue to play till the 2027 ODI World Cup, and we all said, "Oh, it's such a long while. It's still 2.5 years away. It's still 2 years away." And out of nowhere, it's right there. Now it's right around the corner, and it's crazy how time flies. But with the way that Virat Kohli is training, with the way that now we have seen Rohit Sharma, the way that he's leaned out, he's working really hard in Mumbai. Clearly, they will play. What are your thoughts?
You're right. I mean, time just flies, and it seems like only a couple of days ago that we were talking about that. But Gargi, I'm going to take a very different perspective. It's quite fascinating how, from a broadcaster point of view and from a viewer point of view, the story is so very different when it comes to a T20 versus an ODI versus a Test match. I think these are evolving as sub brands or evolving as products, and the reason to come and watch is clearly getting differentiated, which was perhaps not the case a few years back. You would club them together as white ball cricket or red ball cricket. But the fact of the matter is that, while it looks like a packed ODI calendar building up to the World Cup in South Africa, people are agog with excitement about Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, and you're absolutely right. They look really fit and raring to go. And there's a reason to come in and watch because of the two heroes. We went and saw the T20 World Cup because of the brand of fearless cricket that India was playing. It was not, like Shamik mentioned in the beginning of the show, not one particular hero that people went to see, but a bunch of people who were kind of playing a brand of fearless cricket, which India kind of has developed on its own. And like Mike Atherton actually talks about, the dominance doesn't come from a single hero. One of the clear differentiators of this particular team was that back in '83, it was one Kapil Dev, then it was one Sachin Tendulkar. You may then attribute it to a one Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma. But today, there is a bunch of at least 4-5 people whom you have to name in the same breath who have contributed to the victory that India just got. So I think it's going to be very fascinating because there are clear reasons. The hook, as the broadcaster says, the reason to invite is very different. And clearly, it's a win-win because cricket gains at the end of the day.
And Shomik, your thoughts? Can you give our viewers more insight into India prioritizing ODIs ahead of the World Cup?
Absolutely. I mean, it's 1.5 years to go, and you have to see. The fact of the matter is that ODI is a marginalized format these days. Teams don't play too many 50-over matches. I mean, it has taken a backseat. As far as white ball is concerned, there is a proliferation of T20 cricket, and then you have Test cricket, red ball format, which will always be on a pedestal. That is a different thing. But these days, teams no longer play too many ODIs. So going into the next World Cup, India will play only 25 to 30 ODIs, not more than that. So you have to shape the entire thing like that. What will be your team combination? Who are going to be your fast bowlers? Because fast bowling is going to be very important given that the next World Cup will be played in South Africa. So who will be your? You have Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj. Then who next? Who is your third seamer? Because you will need a specialist third seamer in South Africa. So what would your spin bowling combination be? Will you go with just one spin bowling all rounder and a specialist spinner? All these things. Who will be your wicketkeeper batsman? KL Rahul is the incumbent as far as the ODI team is concerned, the wicketkeeper batsman. But you cannot just completely ignore someone of Rishabh Pant's talent. Rishabh Pant is a generational talent, and you cannot just ignore someone. Rishabh Pant need to rewire his career, rewire his white ball career. So all these things needs to be sorted out, and you will have only 25 to 30 ODIs to do the experimentation. So from that point of view, obviously, the priority at this point in time for India will be the World Test Championship. They still have 9 test matches to left. Although after suffering that home whitewash against South Africa, India are sort of it's very unlikely India would qualify for the final. But as long as they are in the race, they will try. So that two test match series in Sri Lanka, followed by another two test series in New Zealand and five test series, a home test series in Australia. That is the top priority, and side by side, the focus will be on ODIs.
Absolutely. And Simon Mitra is saying 100 is not our product, so no bother who Kavya Maran picks up. Absolutely. And you also have to
Exactly.
understand the business behind it. England has a huge Pakistani diaspora as well. So you also have to somewhere or the other cater to that audience too. So again, it's not the IPL, so it's fine who Kavya Maran picks up in the auction. He's there to be picked up. All right, last final question, final few questions on the show. Dev Pratap Singh is asking, Saurav Ganguly rightly said, World Cup in South Africa will be the biggest challenge. No ICC events from 2023 to 26 were held in Sena. We need to plan better. Ashok, me and Shomik discussed this in our show yesterday. Let's get your thoughts on it. Saurav Ganguly did say in that conversation with Boria that uh, when it comes to Gautam Gambhir, he needs to take the surface out of his system when he's playing at home. He was not in control in England and was playing on better wickets, which is why he was able to pull off the performances that he did in the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. But on the other hand, the real challenge will be the 2027 ODI World Cup, because those will be completely different conditions. The pitch is not in your control. What are your thoughts on it?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a different kettle of fish, in South Africa. And to that extent, I think, the 2030 matches are going to be very crucial, because you are then going to do a different set of experiments to try and get to your playing 11. I think, there are some, if I could call it, some internal challenges in terms of some of the points that Shomik just mentioned. I mean, what do you do with KL Rahul? What do you do with Rishabh Pant? How do you formulate your playing 11? How do you get your third seamer? What are the spin bowling options? So it's almost like going back to the drawing board and charting it out from base zero. That's what I call the internal thing. The external one clearly is an issue. I think it's. I wouldn't blame it on the fact that 23 to 26 it's been a different set of pitches, not in the Sena countries. But the fact is that global logistics are difficult. But having said that, the pitches there in South Africa are going to be very different. The conditions are going to be different, and therefore that's where the internal and the external come together, because you've got to design in such a way that you take the pitch out of the equation. Easier said than done, but I think they would really pay a lot of attention to this particular aspect to get that right. And I think the trick is going to be about, if I could hazard a guess, in T20, the idea was to have flexibility within the combination so that you could move people up and down and retain that flexibility with you. While in the conditions that we're going to see in South Africa, I think the emphasis will be a little bit more on specialization.
Yes, Shomik.
Gargi, just one more thing to add to what Saurabh said. See, Saurabh cannot go beyond a point. He is the former India captain. He is an ex-BCCI president. But the fact of the matter is that India don't have a good test team. Simple as that. You have 4 test class batsmen. One is KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, and Rishabh Pant. These are your 4. When you need at least 6 test class batsmen, you have 4. You have just 2 test class or top class fast bowlers in Bumrah and Siraj, and beyond that, you don't have a third seamer of a proven test pedigree. As far as spin bowling is concerned, following Ravichandran Ashwin's retirement, and Jadeja is in the twilight of his career, so you are left with only one world-class spinner in Kuldeep Yadav. So you have to join those dots. You don't have a team to be successful for the moment. You don't have, irrespective of the conditions, you don't have a team to be successful in Test cricket. You have to groom proper players. You need at least 2 more top-class batsmen. One could be You need to invest on someone like Devdut Padikkal, someone
Yes.
like,
See.
and maybe Ravichandran Smaran, maybe another. You need a quality off spinner badly. You need a quality off spinner, and you need a third seamer.
And the problem is, Shomik, with the kind of void that Hardik Pandya left, again, it's the same problem once Ravindra Jadeja goes out. Because
Yes, absolutely.
then you'll have to get two players to replace the sort of skill set that Ravindra Jadeja, one player, did. And you know what? Even there's another aspect to it, which is the fielding, which not a lot of people can bring. The kind of quality fielding that Ravindra Jadeja brings to the table. So it's the same problem over again when we talk about Test cricket and quality all rounders. Once again, you are in a situation where there is a dearth of it. So it's
Absolutely, that use the right word, the dearth of talent. When a Shubman Gill is injured and he is ruled out, you are forced to play someone like Dhruv Jurel at number 4. Unbelievable. I mean, just it is hard to fathom that someone of Dhruv Jurel's non-caliber as a batsman is playing at number 4. Someone like Nitish Reddy, you are forced to play him in Test cricket. I mean, you cannot win Test
Anshul
matches.
Kapoor.
Yeah, absolutely. Sai Sudarshan at number 3. Sai Sudarshan cannot be on number 3 in Test cricket. Simple as that. So these are the areas you need to look into. And unless you are having quality players in those positions, you are not going to make an improvement in Test cricket.
Absolutely. It is quite the transition period for Indian Test cricket at the moment. That transition hasn't ended yet. India is still in the thick of it right now. Okay, final question, and then we can close the show. Mad Max is asking, is Gautam Gambhir coming to Trailblazers 4.0? Yes, he is. 16th March, 12 p.m. Straight Talk with Gautam Gambhir is the session where Gautam Gambhir will be in conversation with Boria Mujumdar. So don't forget to join us for that. If you're in Kolkata, you can come in and watch, or otherwise there will be a live stream going. So don't forget to tune in then as well. But thank you so much, Ashok and Shomik, for joining me for this show. We'll meet very soon. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for all the BTS, for all the conversations that will be had throughout the Trailblazers Conclave 4.0. Thank you so much.